But also autonomy itself, like how long do you think that is gonna take for full autonomous driving?
I think that's going to be a gradual but still very long
Yeah.
period to take that shift, because cities have to be adapted for that. The roads have to be adapted for that.
What is the change of infrastructure that you think is gonna happen?
I think we will have to have some type of lane for autonomous cars,
Okay.
because I'm not sure how they'll mix autonomous with
Still regular
yes,
people on the
people
road.
driven cars,
Yeah.
because people are very independent in how do you call it, in the
Stupid at that point.
yeah,
Basically, for sure.
and then just the independent the autonomous vehicles, they can go at full speed, so that would be eventually be the better option to take for humans. So it
Yeah.
will gradually move to, okay, everything is autonomous, but that shift is going to take a really long
To
time.
be honest with you, where would you go? Because if you look at where the job market would head to, because I think now we kind of discussed a couple of the points on the car itself that we can kind of look at more of what people are gonna be like at that point. Um, that is gonna be weird too, because
I think the job market is gonna not really be situated at one place, but all across the world eventually.
yeah, why wouldn't you just do stuff at home?
Like work from home.
Yeah,
I don't think some people value going to some place to work. I'm one of those type of people.
for sure. And I think in life, like we are already losing a whole lot of social aspects of what people used to have with just the way we use our phone and stuff like that. So for sure, but what is the additional benefit? Because even here, like in the southeast of Amsterdam, if because I'm like usually up at weird places of the day, like weird times of the day, I kind of see people at when they're waking up. I kind of see when people are going to bed. I'm kind of when people are coming from work, when they're going from work. And here in Amsterdam, you can clearly see like a stream of people coming into the southeast of Amsterdam from other places that are just basically coming here from work, and you can see them coming in at about like 9:30, 8:30 in the morning, and then at 5 o'clock you can see them leave again, and then you can see people that live here that are doing the exact opposite. They're going out of the city
To work somewhere else.
somewhere
and
else.
Come back.
But that is the most inconvenient thing, because how many people are traveling, creating like unnecessary like pollution if they could just stay at home and do their work. Like maybe that is also one of the things that this coronavirus is gonna do, like a little bit. If we come back from this, maybe I don't know how long it's gonna take, but
Could take months.
yeah,
could
for
take-
sure. I don't think this is gonna be over that quickly. But if you come back from that period and people are so adjusted to working at home now, how many people are gonna return back to their job?
Well, the people that have to go to their job.
Yeah, but
There are some-
what is the necessity of leaving your home if you have a computer to do the same thing you would do here?
I think interaction with people, and just really, yeah, because I have to work through Skype right now.
Yeah.
I have to do like meetings on Skype, work with my coach on
Mhm.
Skype, other,
But for school also?
Yeah,
like
for school.
Yeah.
and it works okay.
Mm-hmm.
We can still communicate with each other, but it's still a little bit different. You don't really have that same type of interaction.
Of course.
It's way less laughter, like those type of things. So like
Yeah.
the emotional part of it, that's what you're really taking out if by staying at home.
Because I did that too. Like I had the car design aftermarket wide body project that I was working on. That was with a guy in the UK. And
Yeah.
we went to Germany together and everything, and we there had the interaction, but everything else was just on WhatsApp, video calling each other, like. And to be honest with you, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, what I do agree on is that people do not need to go to their jobs. Like
Yeah.
they do not need to move as much.
For sure. Like, why are you there 5 days a week?
That's not necessary for most jobs. Some jobs
Of
really
course.
require.
So that is
people, but-
also like a little bit of what it is exactly that you're doing.
Mm.
But
How did we get on this topic again?
because like we're designing a car for 2040, but like we're also from designers in school, we've learned that you're designing things for humans that you're
Yeah.
to interact with. So where are humans gonna be in 2040? Like, is that job gonna be that necessary? Like, are you gonna
I
travel
think
there?
That because the amount of traveling is not slowing down
Yeah.
anytime soon. But what I do think is that we could use our traveling time more efficiently.
Okay.
So, for instance, people that
So if you have a car that drives itself, then maybe
you can work on your laptop, you can or whatever you'll use at that
Yeah.
time. But you can work on whatever you're doing while you're getting somewhere, while you're not even maybe getting towards your job. Maybe you're going to your girlfriend, maybe you're going to pick up your children, but still you're on the job doing your thing.
Yeah.
So maybe the whole way we see jobs will change, and the way we put time in our work will change. So it no longer goes from 5 till 9, or from 9 to 5, sorry.
But you gotta decide yourself when
Yeah,
you
it's
do.
just during the daytime you have to do this amount of work, and it takes this amount of time.
But how many different types of jobs are there? Because if you look at a large number of a large percentage of the population doesn't really have like. I think a lot of people will become expendable. I think a lot of people
Definitely
do jobs right now that don't really
require humans.
Because if you go to a supermarket, how easy would it be to make like a robot that will fill the shelves up again?
That's already happening.
That is easy. Are we gonna need that supermarket? Because are they just gonna deliver stuff at home, and a supermarket just has like one big ass warehouse where they're transporting stuff from? You see like at McDonald's already that we don't really talk to cashiers anymore because you have like a pole that you kind of hit buttons on and you order whatever you want to on. So I think a lot of that stuff is going to change. Supermarkets today have also like self-scan equipment that cashiers also don't really.
But the type of people you're talking about right now, they don't really travel that far to work.
That's a good point, but it is. I don't want to say it's a great maturity, but what is the percentage though?
Of the people that
Because another thing to think about, if those type of people that aren't as educated, that aren't like as well off financially, like what are they gonna do? Because they are it's an increasing number.
That's difficult. I think there in the future there will be some type of way for the people that do not really serve a purpose in their job anymore.
Yeah.
That maybe the government will come up with something to.
That was with Andrew Yang, the Democratic nominee for the 2020 election. He dropped out already, I think. But that is what he was proposing, to have like a universal income for every American citizen.
That's essentially what we're gonna end up with.
With $1,000 minimum for everybody a month. Like that's 18 years old. I think that is something that's gonna be very necessary too. And he was also talking about laws for Facebook and people that are using our data and selling it to give us like the option to sell our data to them, to also that all the data that we do generate, that they would actually have to pay for it and not just
get it for free
and then sell it to other companies and make billions off of it, but then to have like a percentage of that $1,000 a month to be like sourced by them type of companies that make billions off of it. So like, and I think that is a very feasible number, because if you look at Facebook being a multi-billion-dollar company with only a couple million users, not a couple million, it's hundreds of millions, but I'm just like, that would be almost.
Yeah, they could give every Facebook user $100.
Nah,
okay, maybe not.
I don't think they could, but
$10 maybe.
But if you would do it on a monthly basis and you would take all of the companies into consideration, you could basically come up with a larger sum of money.
Yeah.
But it's something to think about, at least, because like there's a lot of changes gonna take place. How many more people are gonna be exposed to the internet? I saw some research that was done to that there, in the next like 20 years, I believe there's gonna be like 3 billion people added to the internet user base.
Okay.
So that is also like a crazy amount of people that are then new to a whole world that they haven't been introduced to before.
Yeah, a whole developed world.
Yeah. Because then you kind of jump in from like Jump Street, but now you can see all the stuff that we basically talked about. But that will become new for you. But you see what I'm saying? Like, but with such a large base of people added to the internet, there's also that many more people to kind of gain a income off of, because they will generate either data or content, or you see what I'm saying, or like become product users that also like go to Alibaba to order products. So the whole like economy of everything will probably be even bigger, but on the internet. Yeah. So what would people do? Like that's Italy, like the channels of fairness have become clear again. Like,
yeah, I heard about that.
I think that is a very good lesson to take. Like that is like literally what we're doing.
Dolphins were swimming through that.
No.
Like something like that. I heard something about dolphins as well.
That's crazy. But I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but now looking outside, it's clear as hell right now.
Yeah, no rain ever since
No.
Corona.
I don't think the weather is really literally
I
what
think
change.
the weather is really a thing that changes, bro.
It could be. If less pollution is in the air, there's less like particles for rain to attach to.
Exactly. So less clouds can form.
That is crazy. I don't know.
Okay, have you been here every day of the quarantine?
No, I returned the 19th or the 18th of
I'm not
March.
sure when the quarantine started.
No, I think two days before I came, I kind of heard about stores shutting down and stuff like that.
Oh, that's like the day, the big day.
Yeah, I think it was 2 days, 2 days in advance. Oh yeah, when you called me, right? Let's not go into detail why you called me.
But it even happened before that we were already in quarantine. But
yeah.
I cannot remember the last time it rained.
But beforehand, there was a very long period of like Storm Dennis and Storm Sierra and stuff like that. So I do think there may be like, there's a balance of like when it rains a whole lot, then also like a lot of the water out of the air clears. So maybe it's clear a little bit. But
we'll eventually see it.
I think at night, right now, it will be interesting to see what the star coverage would be because now there's no clouds at all. And if the stars become brighter, then it's like, okay,
I look
it's
at
clear
the stars
outside.
every time I go out at night.
And
you can always see the stars at least for a week if you've been able to see the stars at night.
But
so
yeah, okay,
you can check the weather also. It's not cloudy any time.
But that is also something like important for me. Like, what is the lesson to be learned out of all of this? And like, let's make some changes. Because one of the other things with being a designer, being like a halfway engineer and stuff like that, I feel like human behavior is never going to change. But I feel like the tools that we use in order for us to live the life that we have, I think those tools do have a tremendous impact on the materials being used in them and their carbon output and just their pollution overall. So as a designer, as an engineer, I feel like it's kind of also halfway our responsibility that if human behavior doesn't change, then at least like the materials that we use in our products as designers, we have an impact on to kind of...
Yeah, for sure, because the companies that eventually invest in these type of things, they don't care, they just want the cheapest. And it's up to us to...
And that is what I'm saying, like, as capitalism kind of need to have a change in the system, because the greed-based living and everything that we have right now, it's fucking up everything.
But I also think there's a shift happening in that really small segment that there are
definitely businesses out there that
businesses overall are starting to put way much more value in eco-friendly and like good for nature, those type of things.
No, but also fair capitalism, that like the profit margins or the even if there's like a high profit margin, but that it is being split between the company and there's not just one CEO getting wealthy off of it, but then also like employee qualities of life going better. Like I think a lot of those changes also need to take place, because even with greed in politics right now, like in the next 20 years, a lot of these politicians are basically gonna die because they're old. So, no disrespect, I don't wish nothing to nobody, but that is just how time works and how people go. Like the next evolution and the next generation of politicians that is gonna be in place right now, those are like the 50 and 40-year-olds of today. At least if we still have a politics that is based on more older people, I think, but that is, I don't
There's
know.
also a shift happening in that.
For sure, because there are also like younger politicians stepping up and everything, and I think that is very necessary, because a lot of these politicians are not going to live with the consequences of the choices that they've made.
Yeah.
And I think that is a very important component to have in it as well. Lobbyists and having companies basically paying for laws to stay in place or to be put in place for their bottom line to be better, instead of politics for the people, what it's supposed to be. I think that is also like a very big shift in what we would need, at least, to go into a better direction instead of you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that is also like one of the things that I think should happen. I don't know if it is possible.
It is possible, but it's not very likely to happen very soon.
So, but that is just like the type of crazy things that I wanted to take into consideration in this project in general, like in the design of this thing.
Nice bridge back to the project.
No, but I think it's necessary to have the overall conversation about it, because if you don't have a full picture of how life is gonna look like, I think the product that you're gonna end up at is also not going to be
representative for this time.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that is a good as long conversation about the topic. I want to ask you something though.
Tell me.
I don't know how much time you're gonna have on your hands, but I kind of want to see your house that way too.
A house.
I'm just saying because
Okay.
because I'm gonna be able to animate some crazy shit with it, and I just want to make mini movies based on our designs.
Okay.
And I think that would be
Well, I'm working on my portfolio, so I might have to free up some time for that.
whenever you have time. Like it's a little bit of pressure because I'm doing it on camera to you too, but it's no pressure though. But I think that would be a cool thing to do because if I would be able to animate like a driving car in front of a house that you made and turn the lights on and do some shit like that, where
Some crazy videos.
that is, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because you know, like movies, like did you see the Tom Cruise movie where he was like alone on the earth and shit with like you can make some crazy movies with a story based around like two characters where you don't have to invest in like actors or something, and then you could basically do everything in Cinema 4D for the whole thing. Like, you see what I'm saying? And then you can make like your own like feature film a little bit and make it look crazy professional too. But maybe I would do like a little bit of an animation to it or something. That there's crazy possibilities with these software systems nowadays, bro.
You just need a green screen and could be walking up to your car.
You could design everything. You don't even need a green screen, bro.
No, like just for the video purpose.
Yeah, I know
you
what you
could be
mean.
walking up to your car.
But what if
stepping
it
into the car?
What if it is just the animation like for everything?
Damn, yeah.
You don't even need the green screen. So that is kind of the world that I'm kind of trying to pitch and everything. So closing statement.
Stay safe. Stay at home.
For sure.
Use
This quarantine time to.
use a lot of, as a matter of fact, I'm put on some right now.
I'm
set
help you out with that too. No, but that is also a little bit of the purpose of this video. If I'm gonna do a lot of SolidWorks tutorials and everything too. So if you decide to use this time to also gain a little bit of a new skill or anything, stay tuned to this channel to be updated on all of that. So my name is Shaquille Veldboom.
I'm CJ Williams.
And we out. Thank you for watching.